Hey, it's TOX and TONICS, straight talk with Jason. Just a modern guy navigating, I don't know what these days in Canada. But anyways, we're back here with Amelia Smith and Stephania Smith. And, I'm going to call this part two of our threesome.
Okay.
Right? Awesome. Part two of our threesome. And, welcome back. Right? Welcome back. And, if I'm just going to recap, kind of the things that we wanted to talk about in these podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
You guys wanted to start a podcast,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And I think that's where we're going to go off today.
Yeah.
You guys want to start a podcast because you two lovely ladies have been friends for how long?
Honestly, not that long. 4 years.
4 years.
Yeah.
4 years.
Yeah, 4
okay.
years.
4 years. But you guys sound like when you guys talk to each other, like you guys sound
I
like
know.
sisters. Yeah.
We sound like
Sisters.
sisters. Yes.
Okay.
100%.
For sure.
Okay, I was intoxicated the other night when you guys told me the answer about how you guys met.
Yes.
So how did you guys meet?
So we were at this long-term care home, and all the other ladies were kind of a little stuck up. And this Missy was also quite the bitch. And she
All right, I'm remembering this now.
would not even look at me. She would do her home care. She didn't care for new people. And I was like fresh out of the college, so excited to get into long-term care. And all these people were so closed off, and I just wanted to learn. And then the second day me and Steph met, she was bubbly and open-minded and so sweet. Out of nowhere, flipped the switch, bipolar, and then we were best friends ever
I was
since.
probably having a bad day. I don't know.
Flips the switch.
So was she was your instructor or like?
I then took on care with her every single client. Anyone
So
we
she was
worked
your
with,
boss. You were
we
boss.
were together. Well, not really.
Not really.
Same
no.
job, but
Same job. Like,
Okay.
yeah, she had. I think you had just finished your
schooling.
placement,
Yeah.
right? Yep. And then she just got a job,
Yeah.
and then we started working together, and
And we
we just
vibed
clicked.
on
We
our
vibed.
life experiences, our
Okay.
relationships,
Yeah.
all my tea and all of her tea.
Yes.
Excellent.
And
Wonderful.
I have some tea for you.
You have some tea for me?
Yeah.
All right, start spilling.
I made a guy fall in love with me last night.
You did?
Oh my God.
Okay.
So at the
Last
bar.
night.
We're sitting at the bar.
Yes.
We got a bottle of wine. We're having a cocktail, and this guy comes over. He's got an excellent little accent. I'm for white boys, but this guy was from London, and he had this sweet little
English
accent, and it's
Okay.
something new to me. So I was like, "Ooh, fresh meat, let's try."
Mhm.
And so we're talking, we're flirting and whatnot. Steph goes to the washroom.
Yes.
I go,
Yeah.
"Hey, so you want to kiss or something?" And he's like, "Sure, 100%." Kissed, perfect. He fell in love. He started talking about marriage,
Whoa.
our wedding was gonna look like.
Mhm.
Whoa.
I got spooked, and he said he liked me, and I was like, "Nah, I'm good." And then we went upstairs.
Well, you guys were hanging out at the Hawthorne,
Yeah.
the bar at the downstairs.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Great. All right.
Yeah.
Gents, hang out at the Hawthorne. Anyways,
Oh yeah. Mhm.
next. Okay, so spooked,
Spooked.
right? Okay.
No.
And he still found you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how.
Now, okay.
That's the story of this. Like, exactly how did
But
they find a room? And
How
also, like,
did this morning you found his boxers?
Right?
Like, there's a black. There's a moment of
like,
blackout here.
Yeah, definitely. And I just remember I like opened the door and he's like, "Oh, I want to talk to Amelia." I'm like, "Oh,"
Yeah.
and like I went to bed.
shitty
And-
boxers.
They had conversations.
Yeah.
I guess I'm assuming. Like I went to bed. I'm not sure what happened. Maybe he
Standards
went to
aren't
the
this
washroom.
low.
Maybe he went to the washroom. I don't
And
know.
shit
And then
himself.
he was like, "Oh fuck!" Took his underwear off and like left it there.
Couldn't
I'm not
tell ya.
sure.
Okay.
Couldn't tell you.
No idea.
Hey.
And we woke. Like she's like, "What is this?" I was like,
Yeah.
"What? We like those aren't mine." And she's like, "Well, of course they're boxers." And I was just like, and then she turned it around. Fucking shit, like on it.
Well, I told
What?
you guys how I nursed at the Emerge room in Banff, right? And how I would party all night long, and then the next day I'd start party till 4 a.m. and then shift started at 7 a.m.
Mhm.
So do I have to give you the chat about safe sex right now?
Ew. Fuck
Or
no.
Or do we have to do the test?
I'm not gonna.
Do we have to get you a prescription
Girl.
for
Oh
Plan B?
my
Like,
God.
what the hell?
My standards are not that low.
She did not sleep with him.
Honey, he
from,
just
like,
shit
Okay,
himself
all right, okay,
and
yeah.
left it
shit
in our
himself,
hotel because he
left
was
it in the
embarrassed.
hotel, and then what? Like, I was sleeping, so I don't know what conversations they had. I don't know
Okay.
how he ended up in the washroom, but I was just like,
Yes.
the
right,
nastiest
okay.
thing I've
That
ever
was
seen.
last night's situation.
Wow.
I cannot.
Wow. Okay. All right.
That was just our glimpse of the story.
Oh my.
last night.
Anyways, that's
Okay.
a story. That's like just
Well, I did tell you guys when we left each other on Sunday,
yes.
because you guys were going to continue on in the evening, create some stories and create some memories
Yes.
so that we can chat
Apparently.
about it today. So now you're spilling the tea on this one.
I have
Well,
another
okay.
story for you.
Okay.
Oh.
All right. So that was last night. All right. Okay.
Yes.
Sunday night.
So I had this date with this guy. He was a lawyer and a rancher.
Yeah.
I
Lawyer and
had
rancher.
one date with him, the first date. And after the first date, he asked me where would I like to store my clothes, where would I like to put my toothbrush and my body fluids, like everything like in his apartment. He was like, I want to set up a little safe space for you. I want to get your own wine glasses, blah, blah, blah. This is first date. So I'm like sitting there like we haven't even had dinner yet. And he's organizing where the fuck I'm going to live in his apartment. And I was like, no, this is too much. Then after the date, I didn't answer him for 2 hours. And he lost his mind. He said, you're not interested in me anymore. What did I do? Blah, blah, blah. And he sent me a picture of my favorite fucking movie and wine glasses and towels and shampoo and conditioner and body wash. Everything for his apartment. He was like, I got you all this after our date.
Wow.
Okay. You lock and load them after your first date, or even before the first date's finished.
What?
Okay.
Stage 5 cleaner. No.
And where are you meeting these people?
Yeah.
Tinder.
Tinder.
Hinge.
Tinder
And Hinge
Hinge.
apps. So the date yesterday was it Tinder or Hinge?
No, it was just someone at the bar.
At the bar.
That just came up and
And this
chatted,
rancher
and
was
then
on Tinder
planned the
and
fucking
Hinge.
wedding.
Okay.
Shit in our hotel. Shit his pants in our hotel.
I cannot get
I'm
past
laughing
that.
at this because
It's comical.
you guys did see what my second podcast was
Mhm.
about. It was
Mhm.
about modern dating and this,
Mhm.
with, Anna Ahmed from Hitch YYC.
Yeah.
We're trying to figure out exactly how to date right
Yeah.
now, right?
I don't
because-
know.
I don't know.
I
We're
don't
trying
know.
to figure out rules of dating.
Know your
Right.
ex. Know your non-negotiables.
Know your non-negotiables.
Know what is a red flag. Know when there's weird, awkward people. Maybe FaceTime ahead of time. Maybe do a phone call. In a 10-second conversation if this person's going to be psychotic. So maybe like FaceTime first.
But
So-
isn't that normally standard when you meet people on the app?
Yeah.
Like, you
No,
guys
I
because
would
you
think
want
have
it
a
to be
conversation and
authentic.
tell
I
them
would think
first?
so.
You wanted them to pick you up and do old-fashioned ways and like open up the door, whatever, come to your house, pick you up, or whatever. You don't want to do that right now.
So
because
Mike-
there's a lot of crazies.
Mike, our
You don't
first
want
date,
them to
we
know
had
where you
our
live.
first date.
Yeah.
This is another fucking crazy story. So, we had our first date. Everything was good. We went and got a burger. I got like chicken wings. I don't know why I got chicken wings on my first date. I'm
I
like,
want chicken wings.
right?
No.
Had beer, whatever. Went to this underground pub, and then we went for a pool and everything. Everything was perfect. Great date. He's like, oh, do you want to do this again? I was like, yeah, like I'd love to hang out with you again. Literally the next day, I'm like, it must have been from work. Obviously, I just got off work at the hospital. I get home and I'm like, oh God, I feel sick. So I went to bed.
Yeah.
And I woke up. I was like, oh, I'm still sick. I call in sick for work. And then I'm like, oh, what is going on? I go into the hospital. Like, I had to call a hospital because I was like losing consciousness in my own apartment and I was by myself.
Okay.
So during this time, I haven't had any contact with Mike. We were just like, yeah, this was great. And then I was in the hospital for 10 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like I had ovarian cyst that burst, and I was going into like, what is that called?
Septic shock.
Septic shock.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what happened. And he thought that I ghosted him. And then finally, because then when you start feeling better, you're like, oh, I feel better. I'm getting meds, whatever.
Yeah.
I plugged my phone in charger. I called him, and he was like kind of ignoring me. And then, no, I texted him. He was ignoring me. And then we had a phone conversation, and he was like, oh, hi. Oh, you decided to call me back. I'm like, oh, dude, by the way, like I was like
Decided to call
dying
me
the
back.
last few days. So like I have a really good reason why I didn't message you right away. And like that was like the start of our relationship. Like he thought I ghosted him.
Yeah.
We had the best date ever. Like obviously I fell in love
And then
with
you
him,
almost
right?
died.
Yeah.
And then I
And then
almost
you almost
died.
died.
And then he thought I'd go, like, it's just literally the
Oh, you
craziest
decided to
story.
call
The
me
way
back.
he tells me, the things he told me, like, he told me that he messaged his friend. He's like, oh, I went on this date and, like,
That would happen to me.
she said it was really good and then she didn't message me at all. Fuck her, whatever. I'm
Yeah,
going
she
to go
ghosted
date
me.
someone
Yeah.
else,
Yeah.
right? Literally, like, that was his conversation with his,
Fat
like, buddy
Felicia.
or whatever.
So how many other dates did he go on that 10 days that you had septic shock?
Exactly.
Right? I don't know.
Let's talk about this.
Who
How
knows?
many hoes?
Who
Yeah,
knows?
exactly.
How many
You know,
hoes?
yeah.
Right?
Exactly. Right.
And
So
then,
yeah,
just the craziest thing for dating. And, like, we met on Plenty of Fish.
plenty of fish.
Plenty of Fish. That was, like, a dating app from, like,
It is
Long
still
ago.
a thing.
okay.
Girl, my dad's
No,
Is that even
dude.
called a
hoe for
dating
that.
app? Like, is it
It's
still
not
exist?
an app.
Girl, my dad's a hoe for
dude.
Plenty of Fish.
Okay, it was
That's plenty
it
of
was
fish. Okay.
a website.
Okay.
It wasn't an app.
Yes.
Yeah.
And because I was
Is it Plenty
working
of Fish app now?
constantly,
Yeah.
I was working in hospital, working 12-hour shift, constantly doing overtime. I never had time to really go out. And when I went out for myself. I didn't go out to go find people, right?
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I'm going to go on this site, right? And like, I messaged him. I was the one who messaged him. I was like, oh, you're cute.
Yes.
That was it.
Yeah.
And then he messaged back. He's like, oh, how are you doing today? Blah, blah, blah. And we just started talking. And then the whole phone, this is why I thought of this. The whole phone call thing,
Yeah.
talking on the phone. He's like, can we just talk on the phone? Like we were texting or whatever, like messaging on. He's like, can we just talk on the phone? And I was like, yeah, sure. And I hate talking on the phone because I hate my voice on
Everyone
phone.
hates it, but then you can get
But you're
a
not
good
listening to your
view.
voice when you're
No,
talking on
I
the phone to
know.
the other
Of
person.
who the
It's just,
person
I
is.
really like did not like the idea, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna talk to him. And we talked for like 3 hours on the phone, and then
Amen.
we're together. Like,
phone
yeah,
calls, FaceTime.
10 years.
you gotta
There we
like
go.
talk
when you
for
know.
3 hours on
Phone
the
calls
phone.
and FaceTimes?
At the beginning of dating,
Yeah.
100%.
Okay.
I don't even
So you
know
can get a
FaceTime
feel
was.
of how
Okay,
they
let's
are.
fast forward to 10 years now.
Okay.
It's now 2024. That was 2014, right?
Oh God,
A lot has
Yes.
happened in 10 years.
You bitch.
yeah, a lot has happened in 10 years.
A lot has happened in 10 years.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hinge came out.
Oh God, I know. Right?
Was Tinder out 10 years ago?
Yes.
Yeah,
Was
was it?
It was.
Oh, wow.
No,
It
no
was.
way.
100%. No way.
Okay,
no way.
yeah.
I
Yes,
knew
it was.
Tinder became big
Tinderellas.
during actually the 2020 wasn't it? No, the Olympics in Vancouver. The Olympics in Russia. Was it Olympics in Russia? When was it? Anyways, that's when Tinder really
Blew up.
blew up
Mhm.
because
Really?
they were saying that the Olympians were using Tinder to communicate with each other and to hook up.
Oh,
Was it the Olympics in the 2020 in Vancouver? No, it was the Olympics before that. So it would have been 4 years before that, 2016.
Mm-hmm.
So that's when Tinder blew up. And then
Wow.
2020s, Tinder,
Bumble, Hinge.
Bumble, Hinge, and all
yeah.
different things
Yeah.
came out, right?
Okay. Yeah.
So I think rules have changed.
I like the
oh
dating
yeah,
apps.
like I
You
don't.
like the
I
dating apps?
wouldn't
I
know
like
what to
them.
do.
Oh.
I do.
I-
Only because all of my long-term relationships have been from Tinder was the first one, and then
Okay.
Bumble was the last one. So I'm
Alright.
hoping for fucking Hinge now.
Oh,
I'm
your
just-
dog.
I did. I named a dog off of Bumble because I met
She-
a partner
She
off
had a
of
dog
Bumble.
named Bumble.
You got a dog named Bumble?
Yes.
Fucking French bulldog. He's sick cunt.
Where is he
was
now?
Awesome with my ex.
Oh, that's so
This is your
sad.
ex-fiance?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It's so funny.
Okay. So,
You know what? That
yeah.
was a good first date off of Bumble. We had a fucking 16-hour first date, not sleeping.
Yeah.
16 hours of us doing so many dates in one. It was a great first date.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
We went to the beach. We went to a different beach. We went to Boston Pizza for tacos and margaritas. Then we went for nachos. Then we went for ice cream. Then we went for a walk by the rapids. Then
That's
we went to
literally
That's a
the
marathon date.
Petawawa. That's a
then we went to
Petawawa
a
date.
drive-in theater. We went and got munchies and all this stuff, and we went and got comfy clothes, and then we made a bed in the Jeep, and it was.
And this happened in Petawawa?
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Oh
that
my
explains a lot
gosh.
then.
Yeah,
High
I was gonna
expectations.
say, I was
You know
like,
what?
that's a
Expectations
Petawawa
for my
date.
first
Modern
date.
dating doesn't happen that way.
No,
You know?
Expectations now. I'm a high
So no
maintenance
wonder they
bitch.
want to marry you after,
I'm
you know,
on
after
it.
16-hour dates.
I mean, I'm a funny little cunt, man. What?
Okay, so apps, okay, great. You know,
Yeah.
and the,
Go
you know,
for it.
I'll go back to Anna and say, hey, you know what? There's still hope in it.
Yeah.
Because
Mhm.
I did a speed dating thing last week.
Ooh.
Yeah, thank you. Exactly.
And how was that?
How was it?
Yeah.
The advice, it was funny, the advice for gentlemen that go to or actually, I think it must have been shared with both women and the men.
Yeah.
This is their advice for first dates, these speed dates. Make sure you brush your teeth. Make sure you pick out something nice to wear. Make sure you take a shower.
Oh,
And don't
my
shit
gosh.
yourself.
Oh,
Maybe not have a
No.
smear on your boxers.
stop.
Maybe not.
So I was telling my buddy, like, you know, he's the one who signed up for it, and I was like, okay, I'll come along with it. And he's like, I was like, isn't that a given? Like, him and I are just
Right?
laughing at this.
Yeah.
We're like, what? Isn't this a given that, you know what? If you're supposed to present yourself
Yeah.
to somebody for the first time, and you know that there's an opportunity to, like, it's like the speed dating was like 8 minutes, and we had like 10 dates, and, you know,
Oh,
we
wow.
like rotated around. It was just the same damn boring questions
Maybe
each time.
don't plan your wedding. Maybe
that?
don't plan your wedding on the first date.
Don't plan your way.
Don't.
No, no.
Don't do that.
Yeah.
And then you're like, okay. And then by the end of it, my advice is like, you know what? Don't smoke weed and don't drink before these speed dates.
Oh,
No.
fuck.
Because by
no.
the end of it, I was like so bored. I was like, okay.
You might as well.
I didn't even remember who I checked things off.
Aww.
Oh.
Yeah. So I was like,
Old Betty Lou is out there waiting for you.
Betty Lou.
Betty Lou
Betty
fucking
Lou.
loved
Yes.
you.
Oh.
Little Gertrude is
We
like,
need- I need-
remember that date with
Oh.
Jason? I was like,
Oh,
he's such a hunk.
don't bring me back
Those
to
little
those long-term
muscles.
care centers.
Oh,
Maybe
I
that's where
know,
I'm going to have
right?
to go.
Or squeeze his
Oh
muscle.
my gosh. Did you just say mashed squeezy manager?
No.
Oh.
Said I'm gonna squeeze his muscle.
She's trying to touch my muscles.
Oh, okay. I
That's-
was like,
the
what?
camps.
I'm gonna squeeze your man.
I've got the dad bod, so you know what? It's okay. So,
Mhm.
yeah. Oh, whoop, squeeze.
There's no nipple to pinch because something is in your pocket right now. I felt that hard thing.
Did you feel that hard
You have a fucking
Oh.
shield by your nips.
That's my shield,
Yeah.
yes, exactly. That's a bulletproof shield.
Anyway.
Oh, gosh.
All right, so what are the other things that I want to extract out of modern dating these days? The rules. Okay, so
Non-negotiables.
non-negotiables. Before you meet somebody off an app, have a conversation with them over the phone,
Mhm.
right?
Yep.
Okay.
Another
else?
thing,
What else?
everyone spills the tea about this love languages, whatever. Honestly, every person is different. This person could be like a 10 out of 10. You like think they're very attractive. You don't need words of affirmation. You need them to give you words of affirmation because that person's very attractive. It all depends on the different person. So you could be like, yeah, I love quality time. I could love physical touch, or all the aspects of love languages. 100%. You should have all of them. But if you feel like someone's lacking one of the love languages, that's what you're going to crave the most. The second they like don't give you one thing, you're always envious. Why doesn't my partner give me gifts? Why doesn't my partner spend time with me? Why doesn't my partner tell
Absolutely,
me
yes.
how much I'm beautiful? So when people say, what's your love languages? I'm like, what do you show? What do you actually naturally show? Because then I'll tell you what the fuck I need.
Exactly. Yeah. No, that's I'm just calculating how much we spent on marriage counseling therapy before we got that out of it.
100%.
How many sessions? It was like probably 6, 7, 8 sessions
100%.
on the love languages.
And understanding the 5 dynamics of a relationship. The first dynamic is the honeymoon stage. Understanding you're not going to be in that stage forever.
Nope,
so when you tap into the second stage, which is starting to argue and having different interests and whatever, you're starting to adapt to that personality. And then the third stage is basically living into the fact that you are 2 different people and adjusting to your lifestyles and planning a future. The third stage is picking that person. Is that person going to be your future person? Can we overcompensate for all these different personalities that we are? We're not the same person, but can I love this person for who they are, or can I adjust my life to them and compromise? And then the
She's
fifth
thought a lot about this.
Oh
hasn't
yeah.
she?
And then the
Holy.
fifth stage is literally picking your forever person, knowing that is your person. You've adjusted, you've known exactly all these things you can put up with, all these icks you maybe have with this person. You still want them forever, and you can't imagine a life without them. That is your soulmate. That is your forever person, if a soulmate exists. But
Thank you. I
100%,
was like,
if it does,
do you think? Yeah.
you've chosen this is your person, and there's not a doubt in your mind that you're like, I'm not sure about this person, I don't want to commit. It's I'm committing to this person, I'm sure about this person. There's no grass on the greener side because I fucking watered that.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
That was deep, girl.
That was deep.
Holy.
I think I need another break again.
Yeah.
Holy jeez. That's a lot.
Yeah.
You just
I'm very
unloaded a
into the
lot.
relationships.
You are. You are.
I got all the
it's-
tea. I told you. I
Yeah.
told you. I have all the tea with relationships. I've been through the ringer.
You've been through the ringer. Everybody's been through the ringer.
But it's a good therapy lesson. There is a book called Passionate Marriage. It does explain about all of that. And it's not just about marriage, it's about relationships too. It's understanding how you are as a partner, how they are as a partner, and understanding why relationships went wrong in the first place. And it gives you clarity. And,
And what motivated you to read that book?
I wanted to know what the fuck happened in my last relationship.
Yeah.
I wanted to learn what I could do next and understand why that wasn't my person when I thought they were.
Yeah.
And I realized that I put on blinders to my non-negotiables.
Yeah.
And I fell for the connection, the honeymoon stage, the spark and all that. I didn't fall for who they were and what they wanted and what my future held with that person. I knew all along I wasn't sure about that person, and that's where I stem from. I didn't choose that person for that final step. I couldn't commit. He couldn't commit because we both didn't choose each other. And hey, maybe that will happen later on. I don't know. We'll see.
Hey, but you just got to continue on, right?
Yeah.
The walls,
Keep swiping.
the walls are down. Keep loving me.
Keep swiping right.
loving me.
Keep swiping.
Anyways.
Aw.
Can we actually pick on the Hinge app right now? Because you were picking on it earlier.
Pick
right?
on Hinge? Yeah,
Pick on
absolutely.
Hinge, yeah.
Spill.
Let's talk about the ice cream guy.
Oh.
Stop. I feel like he's very known in here.
Do you think he's gonna be listened?
Oh,
Are you gonna listen to this?
He got posted in the Are We Dating the Same Guy page, Calgary.
Oh shoot!
And
Wow.
the girls lit him up. So I don't know if we want to spill that, but they know what I'm talking about. They know this man likes his fucking ice cream.
Oh, wow.
Anyways.
So did you actually meet this person?
No.
No. So you verified his dateability through
I
this
got
group?
the ick. Yeah, I got
Yeah.
the ick from that.
You got the
100%.
ick from the ice cream or from everybody saying,
An ice cream cone on every single photo.
okay,
Oh.
note to
He was-
gents that are on the apps,
Yeah.
because
Yeah.
one of these dating coaches, they're saying, hey, you know what? Take pictures, and these are the way you're supposed to take these pictures.
Oh, yeah.
So this guy, he obviously took
Just wanted that
the ice cream gimmick,
Mm.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
So that you remember him as the ice cream man.
I mean, if he had a business and he made homemade ice cream, I'd be like, oh, good for you. Good for you.
Exactly, right? Yeah.
You are doing very good
Yes.
promoting your business.
Yeah.
But if you just like ice cream, I don't post a fucking picture with a fish every picture just because I like going fishing. Don't do that.
And I'm going to say this right now. Maybe we'll just blank out what his face actually looks like. But I want you to give me examples of those pictures because I want to pop it up on this podcast.
Yeah.
You want to see it right now?
Show me. Yeah. Show me.
Did I say no
Ice cream.
already?
I
We'll
haven't
see.
seen this.
Hold
You
on.
haven't seen this?
No,
Oh,
I don't know
goodness.
what you guys are talking about. The ice cream.
the ice cream man.
Sorry, it came up right away.
Yeah.
So this,
Oh, beautiful.
so
Yeah.
this is the first.
They're not going to be able to see that. You gotta like.
Okay, and this is his dog, but then here's the rest.
Oh,
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
Ice cream on his bike.
Ice cream.
Ice cream.
He likes soft serve ice cream.
Yes.
So why is it ick? Why ick?
I think I've said no so many times where I'm
Okay.
like, he keeps saying yes and he knows I'm saying no, and I'm like, I don't know.
See,
I'm
I
scared.
didn't even know that was
scared.
possible in
I'm
apps.
scared of that, like,
I didn't know if that,
fucking
if
stage
you
5
didn't match the
player
first time,
vibes.
you can recycle. What? I don't know. Who knows?
Yes, you can. So they pop back up if you like change your location or you like adjust age or something. They'll like
What?
come through an algorithm again if you're compatible. Apparently, we're
Interesting.
hella
He's
compatible.
really like strategic with that.
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
What
yeah,
the
we're
heck?
hella compatible currently. They delete and get it back, and then they'll pop up again and whatever. But
You
yeah,
get notification. You should reconsider.
yeah, reconsider.
Yeah,
You are
reconsider.
so compatible
Yeah.
with this ice
Interesting.
cream guy.
I think on Facebook dating they do the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
What
Yeah.
the heck is Facebook dating? That's a thing?
Oh yes.
Wow. See, I don't
It's
know all
another
the
app.
dating stuff. Like
Yeah,
I've been
well,
Out of the
you shouldn't
game.
have,
out of the game for 10 years.
If you said you know about Facebook dating and and you're married 10 years, we'd have to ask more questions.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, so
Anyways.
there's that. Apps still work. Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
Your non-negotiables we talked about,
Mm-hmm.
right? I just want to hear another story here now. Bahamas. Let's go to
okay.
Bahamas. Let's
Oh,
bring the
yes.
Bahamas one.
Yeah,
Okay, let's go to
yeah,
Bahamas. Yeah.
I had a man that he was a little older gentleman. We went to.
Do you care to share the age?
Yeah, we went. I mean, he was in his like early 50s.
Okay.
And
Early 50s.
early 50s. Keep
Okay.
in mind, I'm 26.
Okay.
So we did a sailing trip across the Caribbean and all this stuff. He had a different girlfriend at the time, and then they broke up. And he called me and he said, "Hey, I want to see you. I thought we had a good connection. Blah blah blah. Let's go to the Bahamas." And I
Yeah.
was like, "Sure, why not?
Yeah.
I'm single. Fuck it. No one's around. Let's do it." So I go to the Bahamas. Meet him. He's a major control freak.
Yeah.
Major control freak. I could not say no to a single thing. He was in plan of the whole day. He had ADHD where he had to hop between every bar, and I was comfortable at one bar, and then we would leave in 5 minutes, whatever. And I'm not a submissive bitch. I don't care about your money. I don't care about any of that stuff. I just want to have fun, and I just felt like it wasn't really relaxing. And then the next trip was supposed to be with all of my girlfriends, all of his friends, about 30 of us to Cabo, and it was supposed to be the party one. But this was the trip I wanted to just relax and try to build something from this old fuck man.
Yeah.
And it didn't turn out that way. So at the end of the trip, he was like, clearly we're not like on the same page. We're not working out, whatever. And then he was like, find your own way home. I was like, sure, 100%. I'll do it myself, like
Yep.
whatever. And then we couldn't cancel anything. So we had to sit on the same fucking seats next to each other in the plane the whole flight back from the Bahamas. And then we were silent as shit. And this man, when I tell you I have the ick for someone after they've like treated me like shit, I had the ick, and he was just sat there all prissy, when someone has full of money and whatever. He was sitting there being rude to the servers and whatever, and I was like, I can't handle
Oh, cool.
this.
Wow.
Can't
Cool.
handle this. He was
So was there an attraction
entitled.
though before he offered you the trip?
Like the first trip,
Yeah.
because he wasn't my partner, I didn't see the controlling side.
Okay.
I just saw like the fun, outgoing, loves all these girls on
Got it.
boats and whatever.
Yep.
I was like, this is awesome, whatever. And then when I became his prize, his person or whatever, he was controlling of me. And that happens with the stem of money. They like the possession of their woman. They don't like change and they have an OCD lifestyle because sometimes when you get the money, you adapt
Okay.
into.
Can we talk about the apartment thing or no?
Oh,
The sketch.
oh,
What apartment thing?
His apartment.
His apartment in Toronto. Why was it sketch?
We went there. Remember?
Why was it sketch?
Remember? There was the shower was used.
Oh,
you were in the
yeah,
house
yeah,
and-
that was odd.
so
For sure.
50-year-old man. Did you guys match in the hinge? Or you guys
So
match on
no,
that?
no, it came from a stem of a friend, but
Okay. All right.
but so yeah, I guess I was staying at his place in Toronto, and we heard something in the basement, and we were supposed to stay there alone, and we thought there was like ghosts.
So I
in the
just
house.
drove into Toronto to meet her because I
Yeah.
was doing another event, another
Yeah.
conference in Toronto.
Yeah.
And then so we went to the basement, and the fucking water was running in the shower, and there was like
It was just used.
It was just used.
What?
And we're like, no one's supposed to be in the house. And
Yeah.
we're like, it was late at night. It was like 2:00 in the morning or something. I'm like, did this homie just like come back to the house, shower after you just fuck someone, and then
take off?
leave?
And left.
Right?
I'm like, does this homie have a
So
wife?
sketch.
What is going on? Like,
We're like, what?
I don't know.
It was like steaming. The bathroom was still steamed
Yeah.
from the shower. We're like,
What the fuck just
fuck?
happened?
or is there
And
like
this like house in
So
Yorkville, it
weird.
was like a very bougie house, and I'm like,
Very
Yeah,
bougie.
Yorkville's very bougie.
mhm.
Absolutely.
I'm like, did he just come home, shower from like a night out or something, and go back to his wife? No idea. Couldn't tell you anything about him.
Yeah, there are, there are gentlemen that can't call them gentlemen, but there are guys that
Like young
have
women.
have houses. They have their second home
Family.
base. Second home base. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
When I was just in Mexico, in Tulum, this guy was hitting on me and my friends and whatever, and he asked to go out. Then we see him at the beach with his wife and fucking 3 kids, and he said he was divorced. He said he was on a trip with like taking care of his kids with his co-ex, and they're taking care of the kids together. They were touchy-feely, and then I went up to her when he went to the bathroom, and I was like, hey, just asking what's up. I was like, are you guys divorced? And she was like, no, that's my husband. It was Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
Valentine's Day this year.
God.
And I was like, oh, okay. I was
You're
like,
a homewrecker?
he told us,
Wow.
yeah, I'm a homewrecker. Unintentionally. I was
Yeah,
like, he
you're
told
like,
us
rat,
you guys
rat.
were divorced and you guys are
I
co-parenting
feel
on
bad for
this
the
trip.
kids though.
Yeah.
And she was like, yeah, he'll be divorced next Valentine's Day. I was like, good fucking for you. Good job. Leave that fucker. Like,
Women are horrible. Men are horrible.
Yeah.
That's all I'm going to end this one with.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm just gonna end
It's
this one.
wild.
anyways,
Yeah.
sorry.
Wow.
I'm so glad.
When
I'm
I
not
tell
dating
you
right
I have
now, I'm just like,
relationship,
Well,
I am
tea.
safe.
I have relationship
I have my man.
we're gonna have
Get
to
me
have
out
a,
with
we're gonna
that.
have to have a part 3, part 4,
I
part
know,
5.
yeah.
Gosh,
So
All these
I know,
adventure
right?
stories.
I know.
Right?
I'm
So,
sorry.
oh, jeez.
We can stop them.
Yeah. Oh, that's how I'm ending this one. Men are horrible. Women are horrible.
Suck it. No.
Dating
be
sucks.
nice. Be nice. I'm not gonna end it like that.